I'm Annie Kessinger, and I just graduated from Brevard High School. I met this girl, Arianna, just through like brushing shoulders with her, but we had this one class together, and I realized that she was kind of like hanging back, and she comes up and starts asking me about my faith, and I've never really been asked that before, especially from someone at my high school, to be that interested. I just saw like the hunger in her to know like more about the Lord. Then I kind of started talking about my church and how I love this church that I'm going to, and I was like, you should totally come, you should totally get connected. It's super chill. And so I just kind of extended that invitation to her. I don't think I ever really knew how powerful prayer was. I always was just told like, yeah, you just pray about it. You know, you need to pray. But so that's just where I started. I was like, maybe, you know what, I'll just pray about it. I'll tell my mom, I'll tell my family and my friends, like, I have someone that you can pray over. And so slowly I started just giving all of that to the Lord and putting it in His hands.
I'm Arianna Gandolfo. I just graduated from Brevard High School. My home is pretty broken. I have 3 siblings, and my parents have been divorced since I was like probably around 5. I've lived with my dad most of my life because my mom moved back to Buffalo when I was around 10. Growing up, we went in and out of church, but it was kind of just to like check it off the list. I had a class with Annie Kessinger, and we would just talk the whole class, and she invited me to church. At this church, there is no judgment. They welcome us with open arms, no matter what you look like, what you come with. And it just felt so much like home.
So one night when we were attending students, our friend Zoe got up and shared her testimony about anxiety and how Christ can come into that and how He releases us from those burdens. And it really spoke to Arianna. I introduced her to my mom, and my mom was able to come alongside Arianna as well and answer some of the hard questions that I didn't really know, and we were both able to kind of lead her to salvation in Jesus. And then she is immediately obedient in baptism and wants to show everyone that Jesus is her Savior.
It was really cool. Everyone kind of gathered around me, but yeah, it was great.
As soon as she came back up out of the water, people went crazy. Like, it was so cool. It's been so awesome to see, because Arianna gets saved on a Wednesday night, and slowly she started trying to pour more into her family, and so she started praying for them, and she asked all of us to come alongside her and pray hard for her family members that they may come to know Jesus.
And I would always like invite them to church, and then they finally said yes a couple times. And then my little brother started hanging out with a better friend group, and they were also praying for him. And so many people were just praying for him. And then he decided to go to Wake and decided to give his life to the Lord.
It was so cool to see how those prayers have gotten answered and just the domino effect that it has had, because Arianna invited her little sister, and she's been coming to church slowly, and she was invited to summer camp.
And on the first night, she decided to give her life to the Lord too, and her best friend did too. Ever since I got saved, I started praying more, and just over the past 2 years, so many prayers have been answered. The Lord is just making His way through my family and just showing up day after day. Prayer is really important because it's like, I feel like it's the main way you talk to God, and the way you kind of shut off everything else going on. You just have all your attention and energy going to talking to the Lord, and that's probably one of the most powerful things someone can do.